Hi there. For some students, learning music theory can be overwhelming. It can be intimidating and even frustrating. When understanding theory concepts, today we're going to talk about major and minor pentascales. And I'm going to show you how you can help your students learn music theory, build confidence and musicianship skills, and simply avoid confusion with a little help from a fish. Woo! I'm Glory St. Germain from Ultimate Music Theory, and in this series, I'll reveal the top 15 reasons why you learn music theory faster through play. And I'll show you the must-have step-by-step strategies that I use to teach music theory concepts more effectively in an engaging, fun, and memorable way. Because when you learn to play, you play to learn. So here's why you learn music theory faster through play. Reason number 3, children make their own decisions. Now, one essential element to meaningful play occurs when children choose how to play for themselves and they experience freedom in making those choices. And they also begin to see connections between choice and the consequences or the results of that choice. And the type of games that we offer can help our students make more meaningful decisions. And the Ultimate Music Theory games can be used in many ways so students can decide how to play them. The UMT Party Pack is a reusable resource with open-minded materials that inspire creative thinking and bring joy, yay, to students when they use them. And they really learn through play, and they engage in all 3 modalities: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. And that's what we're going to do today when we play, and we're going to play Go Fish. So Go Fish is from the Prep Game Pack. And before we play Go Fish for pentascales, I want you to look inside the Prep Game Pack where you're going to find the UMT guide. So here is the guide. Now, penta means 5, and a pentascale is based on the first 5 notes of a major or minor scale. And at the bottom of the guide, right here, you can see a major pentascale pattern: whole tone or whole step, whole tone, semitone, or half step, and again, whole tone. So in order to identify the key of a pentascale, we're going to look at the UMTC chart. So here on the back is the UMTC chart, right? So now what's cool about this is you actually have the circle of fifths where you can visually see the keyboard and how it correlates to the circle of fifths. Now, when we look at the circle of fifths, we see that D major, which is over here, has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And D minor, which is on the other side of the circle of fifths here, is related to F major. And so it has 1 sharp. 1 flat. So F major, D minor, 1 flat, D major has 2 sharps. So D major with 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp, and D minor with 1 flat, B flat in it. So we're going to talk about these 2 today when we're playing our game. Are you ready to play? Okay, good. So let's get started with Go Fish for pentascales. Now, Sola and Tito, they're hanging out with me right here today, but Sola and Tito are sitting in their little boat. And they're all excited. They're getting ready to play. And Sola says, name the pentascale. Now it's time to engage your students to make their own decision about which game they'd like to play. So on the back of every game is 6 ways to play the game. And there's 2 variations. So you can play at the tabletop or you can play at the piano. And students can pick, 1 game from each variation. And when your students pick treble 8 the bass, here's how you play it. Using a dry erase marker, you draw a line to match each treble clef pentascale with the same pentascale in the bass clef. So now here's the tricky part. You can only match up a major pentascale with another major pentascale, or a minor pentascale with a minor pentascale. So grab your party pack, if you've already got your party pack, and play with me. We're going to play Go Fish. So the very first one here at the bottom where it says start, the very first one here, we see that we have D minor pentascale. And we know that because we have B flat in the key signature. And remember when we looked on the circle of fifths, one flat indicates D minor or F major. Now, the pentascale starts on D, so that pentascale is the D minor pentascale. And now we have to find, because treble ate the bass, we have to find a D minor pentascale in the bass clef. Now, students make their own decision about which fish is a match. So let's look across to the right, and we see another pentascale that starts on D. However, we notice that there are two sharps in the key signature, and so the treble does not want to eat that one. That would be yucky. It doesn't match at all. That's not really tasty. The treble only wants to eat the bass if it's a D minor pentascale. So we have to look again and decide which one has a flat. And we're going to go and see if we can find one. And sure enough, as we're going up, we can find another D minor pentascale. And we notice that we see one flat, and we also notice that it starts on D. So yummy, 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 treble gets to eat the bass. And you can just use your dry erase marker that comes with your whiteboard kit and has a little eraser in there too. And then you simply will draw a line from the D minor in the treble clef up to the D minor in the bass clef. And now your students can choose. Do they want to hear D minor played in the treble clef, or do they want to hear D minor played in the bass clef? And they may say, I want to hear both. So that's their choice. And so I'll play both of them for you as they identify and listen. So this is D minor pentascale as a high sound. So now I'm going to play this in the treble clef. And now I'll play it lower in the bass clef. Right? So now we've heard it in both. And here's an important fact. Repeating an activity strengthens the connections in the brain. And this fun activity can be repeated many times because connections get weaker if they're not reinforced, right? We all know that. And if they're not being used, but we can build them up again with more activity. And we identified the major and minor pentascales based on the knowledge of key signatures and also what note the scale started on. Now we've had that visual look, and now it's time to write it down. So on the whiteboard, I'll grab my whiteboard here. Here's my whiteboard, Ultimate Music Theory whiteboard. They're amazing. I want to make sure you can see it. On the whiteboard, the first thing that you want to do is write out the circle of fifths. So you can see D major is over here and D minor is over here, which also has one flat. So D minor is related to F major. They both have one flat, B flat. So let's look at our pentascale. D minor pentascale is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. And D major pentascale is whole step, half step, whole step. There are two different kinds of pentascales, major pentascale and minor pentascale. So on the whiteboard, ask your students to choose. Do they want to write their D major pentascale and D minor pentascale in the treble clef or in the bass clef? It's their choice. So I chose the treble clef, right? And so now I'm going to connect the notes on the staff to the keys on the keyboard at the correct pitch. And then use square brackets for a whole step and a little semitone slur for a half step. And we played the game to identify pentascales visually. And now we're engaging in the act of writing them down. Now it's time to choose a game to play at the piano. Okay, so we are ready for it, and the game and the fun continues. So on the back of the game, we see that there are variations on how to play the game at the piano. The one I'm going to choose is called Happy Fish or Sad Fish. Now, for you music theory lovers out there, you're going to be looking at your fish, and we're going to play this as if you're my student here. So the teacher is going to play a pentascale on the piano, and the student listens and identifies, is it a major pentascale or is it a minor pentascale? So let's do a quick quiz here. I'm going to play a major pentascale or a minor pentascale. So have a listen, and I'm just going to play one for you. Don't look. Okay, here it is again. Is it a happy fish or is it a sad minor fish? So happy is major and sad is minor. Well, if you said minor, you're right. Now I'm going to play you a major pentascale. Can you hear the difference? Major and minor. That one's a little bit sad, right? So now we're going to play happy fish or sad fish. And what we're going to do is we're going to play this on the back of the whiteboard. So have students choose a color. Have students choose a color and draw a few fish. Okay, so be creative. I admit I am not an artist, but that's okay. Then play a major or minor pentascale, and your student can listen and then identify the tonality. Is it major or is it minor? So if I play this, I'll play it again. Right? Ask your students to choose a color, and I'll just pick black here. And now they're going to add a little sad face if it was minor, right? Or they could add happy face if it was major. So now we just are simply covering major and minor pentascales, sad or happy sounds. Isn't that fun? I love playing games. It's just so exciting and a great way to learn. Now, today we've covered all three modalities in learning through play and making choices through repeating fun activities in three ways. We have visually identified a pentascale based on our game when we matched it up in treble 8 the bass. We've written our pentascale out on the UMT whiteboard, and we listened and identified the sound of a major and minor pentascale. Now I have a challenge for you. Are you ready for this? Okay, it's time to imagine, explore, and create your own composition with pentascales, and a little help from our friends, Sola and Tito, of course. Now, in your UMT Ultimate Music Theory Party Pack, you also have your Sola and Tito pack. And not only are you going to get the super cute stuffies and learn all about Sola and Tito, how they're going to help you learn faster, but you're also going to get the Ultimate Music Theory Guide. I have that here somewhere. So this is included in your pack. And inside the guide are Sola Sparkles. So here you can see all the Sola Sparkles. And Sola Sparkles are musical terms and signs that add sparkle to your music, such as dynamics and tempo and changes in tempo and articulation. In the chart, you will also learn how Tito taps are the rules of rhythm and rests and how to add pulse to the music. So here's the challenge. Now you or your student can compose a little song based on your choice of either a major or minor pentascale and upload it to our Ultimate Music Theory Facebook page. And be sure to tag Ultimate Music Theory in your post and see how many Sola sparkles you can use, and the Tito taps, of course, too. So now here is my song in 4/4 time, and I will add some Sola sparkles. And I will play legato and staccato using the D minor pentascale. Are you ready for this one? Okay. Cute, right? Now it's your turn. Have fun learning through play. In our next video, I'll reveal the reason, number 4, in the top 15 reasons why you learn music theory faster through play, as we explore a fun game that you can play anywhere, anytime, guaranteed. And remember to get your Ultimate Music Theory Party Pack, which includes the prep game pack and the basic game pack with 6 laminated games in each, and your very own Sola and Tito stuffies, and also the UMT whiteboard, and it comes with the eraser and marker. So if you have enjoyed this video on why we learn music theory faster through play, please love, comment, share, and subscribe so you can have access to all of our upcoming videos. As always, sparkle like a sola and teach with passion. Sola, you did a great job.